My name is Joel, and I'm going to be doing the Google Developer Certification talk. I apologize ahead of it in advance. I'm not used to being in front of people, but I'll try my best here. I'm going to be talking specifically about the Associate Android Developer. Just to give you a little bit of background on myself, I work for a company called iWorks, a startup. You've probably never heard of it. It's really small. We developed it using Xamarin. Xamarin is a multi-platform environment. One of the platforms is Android, and the reason I decided to go write the Google Developer Certification was to get a better understanding of Android. If you've developed in Xamarin, it's like a Microsoft environment. Let me go ahead. So, okay, so my agenda today is I'm going to talk about the Google Developer Certification, specifically the Associate Android Developer, and I'm going to talk to you about what I think, if those of you who are interested in writing it, what I think like the best method of passing out your first shot. And these two are related. I'm not affiliated with Udacity, but that's the path that I went. So, actually, I'm just curious. Does anyone here have the certification? Okay, perfect. Anyone interested in getting it? Okay. I'm going to show you the sample exam. Or actually, the one I wrote in December, early December, and it's like extremely easy. So, like, once you complete it, you can promote yourself. You get this little logo thing, and it's digitally signed. But you can link it to your LinkedIn account and your email signature. When say like anybody clicks on it, it'll have like when you passed it, your name and so and so. So these are just like basic slides. It's just a certification, just develop like it just proves your proficiency and so in a particular task. Actually, oh, sorry. This is the Android Associate Developer. Okay, let's get used to this. So the exam, I'm going to talk about the exam now. It tests you on 5 different areas: testing and debugging, UI, user experience, fundamental application components, persistent data storage, and enhanced system integration. I wrote a few notes on each. Like, this is basic testing that you should know, like how to debug like a program. User interface in the user experience, like how designing screens. Fundamental application components, like all the logic behind it. Like for instance, like job schedules and so those services and so on. And persistent data storage, of course, like SQLite, content providers, and so on. So, and enhanced system integration. It's in the test they didn't really test it. It describes like you have to know how to use a widget and update a widget, but we didn't the test that I wrote didn't have that. So I guess it's probably random. So frequently asked questions. I wrote more about the exam. You get a partial working program. It has bugs, and you have to add functionality. You're given 24 hours to write it. It's a performance-based test, so you submit the program after you finish it. You have 24 hours to finish it, and then you get marked on it. If you pass, you get an exit interview, and so just to prove who you are, like who you say you are, and so you got to show your proof of like ID and so. The only bad thing about it is the cost. It costs like $149 US. The conversion's like close to $190 Canadian. And here's the test that I wrote in December. They gave you like a program, they called it Task Maker. It's like just updating a list or so. Just want to bore you here. Here's the functionality requirements. I'll leave a link here so you guys can look at it afterwards if those who are interested. So you're mainly, you have a screen, you can add items to it. So you go to that screen and add details. And here's the screen you've got to create. You got to create your there's UI components you can add, like text boxes, check boxes, and so you just got to follow these guidelines. And that's the main screen you'd have to create. There's also a detail screen you have to create, and then again, this is the description of the components you have to add. Here's the add task screen. Again, additional components. And being able to sort. Again, you'd have to create a content provider, and be able to get your results in a sorted order. I'm not going to go through this. I was going to put a link to this on the group, but again, here's all the tasks that you have to do. There's debugging tasks. Again, it's the program itself is like they introduce bugs into it, and they expect that you would know how to debug it. And there's testing tasks. You just got to create a UI test. In this case, you just got to link it to the floating button. So you just got to test if it actually opens up the add task activity. And that's about it. So it's like, as you can see, it's really, really easy to complete. But again, I came from like a Microsoft background, so I didn't understand like Android best practices. So I went through the Udacity task route. So one of the one of the ways I suggest, if any of you guys are interested in writing this, is open up a Udacity account. A lot of the courses are free. I'll go through some of them right now. For those that are beginners, there's like 5 courses Google suggests that you could take. Like you get to see the topics, like there's Android basics, user UI, multi-screen, networking, data storage. I provided links, brief description of the particular topics. But again, these are all free. And this is like a more in-depth course. You create like an app, Project Sunshine. This is actually part of the nano degree, the paid nano degree, which I'll describe next. Again, here's descriptions of all the items you have to add. But those that are interested, and this is what I suggest taking, like these, a lot of these links are like free, but the whole course is like paid for. It costs $199 per month to finish it, but you get 50% back if you finish it within 12 months. So you're given like 4 projects that you have to complete that they give, and they expect you to create one app yourself that you could put in the Play Store. So you have to submit your design, then you have to submit your app. I summarized all the links that I just mentioned earlier. Again, the Udacity course that I would suggest you like taking is the Nano degree, which is again $199 a month. You get 50% back, so it's really $99.50. And the certificate itself is $149. So, yeah, why would you want to take this Udacity course? Because if you go like on the AndroidDeveloper.com website, you're going to notice a lot of the training material actually is links to that particular courses, and some of them are actually listed. They're actually videos, so it's easy to understand. And the Udacity Nano degree, which when I wrote it, I was very well prepared to write the exam. I think it finished in like 2 hours. So it was really, really easy, as I've showed earlier. So and if you do it, you get like for this stuff like beginners, you have like a portfolio already of 4 finished programs and then one of your own. So here's like a sample one, and that's about it. have to have a lot of free time on your hands. I have a day job as mostly everybody else does.
Okay.
It took me 2 months.
So it's like it's possible, like only pay that.
$99.50, yeah. Yeah. Yep.
What benefit have you seen personally is having the actual certification versus just learning the skills you learn?
Yeah, I guess the biggest benefit is actually, because I came from a Microsoft world, and I guess learning best practices, Android's best practices in the libraries, I wasn't familiar with that.
It's more like the learning journey than the actual certification, like a goal.
Yeah, because when you do the nano degree, you instead of studying it, you're actually creating apps, and then you're submitting apps to Udacity, and you get feedback. One of the biggest things I loved was I got feedback from the guys that are marketing it, and then I learned about more different libraries, and they explained how to use them, and you could question them. So that was the biggest benefit. Yep.
How long is the certificate good for?
Well, it's indefinite, but they'll probably come up with another one. I think there's going to be a more advanced one. That was when I had the exam, I told them I finished in 2 hours. It was ridiculous to get 24 hours. That's about it. Okay, thank you.